Good afternoon, all of you. Myself, A. Durga Jyoti, Physics PGT in Santhora KGBB in East Godavari district. Hi students, how are you? I think all are fine. Okay students, now we go to our lessons. Students, in previous class we have learned wave optics part 3. Now we go part 4 also. Now we go to our next topic, wave optics part 5. And in this part 5 we learn interference, diffraction, like this concepts. Okay. Now we go to wave optics part 5. Now we go to our next concept, interference. Okay, what is interference? First we will do definition. What is interference? When two or more coherent light waves superimpose, then the resultant intensity of light varies. Then bright and dark fringes are formed. This phenomena is called interference of light. Okay, I will write the definition of the interference. When two or more coherent light waves, two or more coherent light waves superimposed and two or more coherent light waves superimposed, the resultant intensity of light varies. The resultant intensity of light varies to form bright and dark fringes. To form bright and dark fringes is called interference of light. For example, we take the stable water on the bucket or river, anything. We take the stable water and we drop the stone in this water, then wavefronts are created. For example, like this. This is the pilot container. In this we have water. In the middle, 3/4 part of the water in the container. This water is stable. Now we drop the stone in this water like this. Drop stone or pin. For example, in this water we drop the pin. Then wavelengths are created like this. And again we drop the in this water another place. Again we drop the pin. Here Here also around the spin waveforms are created like this. Okay, here these wavefronts are nearly closed, so that's why these wavefronts are interfering. So this is called interference of light waves. This is called interference. Interference of waves. Okay. We see another example. For example, we take monochromatic light source like this. This monochromatic light source emits the light ray. Before the light source, we put the single slit. Okay, this light ray passes through single slit and spherical wavefronts are created like this. Again, we put the double slit before the wavefronts. Okay. These wavefronts are passing to the double slits, and wavefronts are also created like this. Okay. Here we observe the points. Now we take the photo of the interference on the screen. The screen appears to bright and dark fringes like this. This is the screen. For this interference, bright and dark fringes are formed like this. Okay, students, this is the pattern of the interference. This is photo how the bright and dark fringes are formed in the interference. See this screen, we have bright and dark fringes. Bright fringes means here the intensity light is maximum, dark fringes means here the intensity light is minimum. That's why we have bright and dark fringes. Why light intensity maximum and minimum? For example, we take two waves like this. Okay, in this waves we call this crust. We call this throw. Okay, in the waves the crust and crust are added, then in the waves the crust and crust of the first wave and crust of the second wave are added, then constructive interference are formed, then energies, light intensity is maximum. Okay, here also another case is possible. What is the other case? Now we go to another case. Here we take one crust of the first wave and throw of the another wave. These both are added, then destructive interference are formed. That's why energy is minimum. That's why intensity of light is minimum. That's why dark fringes are appeared on the screen. Okay, in the interference phenomena, like intensity of light is maximum and minimum. Where intensity of light is maximum, the waveforms of two crusts are added, then constructive interference. Constructive constructive interference is formed, then intensity of light is maximum and bright fringes are formed. Okay, for example, we take two light waves. In these light waves, one crust and one throw are added, then intensity of light is minimum. That's why dark fringes are formed. When crust and throw are added, then destructive interference are formed. Destructive interference are formed. That's why energy is minimum and the dark fringes are appeared on the screen like this. Okay. Once again I will tell the definition of the interference. When two or more coherent light waves superimposed, the resultant intensity of light varies in the region. Okay. To form bright and dark fringes is called interference of light. Okay. This is the monochromatic light source. This is the light source. This light source emits the light ray, and we put the single slit before the light, and the light ray is passed through the slit, and spherical wavelengths are formed in this region. And again we put the double slit before the wavelengths. Here this type of interference is occurred. Okay, for this purpose of interference we take the photo on the screen. Here bright and dark fringes are formed like this. Okay, for the bright fringe are formed when dark crusts are added, that means constant interference is occurred, then bright fringe are appeared on the screen. In the waves, one crust and one throw are added. For this purpose, destructive interference are formed. For the purpose dark fringes are appeared on the screen. Okay. Now we go to direction of the light. Diffraction means bending of light. Okay. The bending of light round, sharp corners of an obstacle placed path of light. Obstacle placed in the path of light. In the path of light. Is called diffraction. Okay. Here, diffraction means bending of light at sharp edges. For example, we take a light source. Here the light source emits the light rays like this. In the diffraction pattern, we have the single slit that is centered maximum. We have the single slit, okay, that is centered slit, and it is maximum. When we put the single slit before the light source, then the light source is passing through the slit. Then this light source, this is the sharp edge, this is the sharp edge. In the sharp edge, the light waves are bending. For this purpose, the light waves looks like this is the direction of light. In the sharp edge, the light rays is bending. Bend the light ray and passing through slit. Then the light ray is like this. This is the direction of the light. Here also we see bright and dark fringes in the diffraction phenomenon. Okay. Okay students, now we go to our next concept, principle of conservation of energy in case of interference and diffraction phenomena. Principle of conservation of energy holds the interference and diffraction phenomena. Okay. Does the principle of conservation of energy hold in the interference and diffraction phenomena? Yes, it holds the interference and diffraction phenomena. How? We see the some explanation here. Okay. The interference and diffraction phenomena holds conservation of energy. Okay. The conservation of energy holds good for both interference and diffraction. In interference and diffraction, both are have bright and dark fringes. Okay. Both bright and dark fringes also holds principle of conservation of energy. Okay. That's why principle of conservation of energy holds the interference and diffraction phenomena. Okay. In the interference and diffraction phenomena, bright and dark fringes are found. Here, light is distributed. Okay. If it increases, dark fringes are formed. Here we see in interference and diffraction, bright and dark fringes are formed. If intensity of light is decreases, then dark fringes are formed. If intensity of light is increases, then bright fringes are formed. Okay, so that's why here light is distributed in the interference and diffraction phenomena, but not destruct and create in the interference and destructive phenomena. For this purpose, light is distributed to one region to another region. That's why here energy is no loss, no destructive. So that's why here energy is constant. That's why interference and diffraction phenomena holds the principle of conservation of energy. Now we put the some points for this explanation. Okay. The principle of conservation of energy holds for both interference and diffraction. Okay. Now we go to another point, next point. In interference and diffraction phenomena, interference and diffraction, we have bright and dark fringes. Dark fringes. Okay. In this pattern, bright and dark fringes are also hold principle of conservation of energy. Okay. In this both patterns, bright and dark fringes, bright and dark fringes holds principle of conservation of energy. The next point. Here, interference and diffraction phenomena, bright and dark fringes are formed. That's why light energy is distributed in this both patterns. Light is distributed, or light energy is distributed. That is Jensen light is decreases, then the dark fringes are formed. Okay, next point. Intensity of light is increases, then the bright fringes are formed. Okay, in this explanation we see energy is constant but it not destroy or loss. That's why we say that principle of conservation of energy holds and would both interference and diffraction phenomena. Okay. Okay students, now we go to our next concept, resolving power of ice. Resolving power means it is the ability of eye to see the fine details in the viewed object. We can estimate resolving power of our eye with simple experiment. For this purpose, in the simple experiment, we take the black strips like this. For example, this is the black strip. This width is we 5 mm. This type of strips we take 5 or 6 like this. Okay, next. take a black strips in the middle black strip width is 5 mm, and between the black strips we maintain the white strips. This is the white strip. This is the white strip. This is the white strip. Now we can assume. Okay. In the white strip we have maintained the width. First one is 0.5 mm, and the next one is 1 mm, and next one is 1.5 mm. This white strip width. Okay, in the middle we have maintained the white strips between the black. This is the dark. This is the black strips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything 6 or 5. Okay. This black strips will maintain the white strips. Between the black strips will maintain the white strip. This is the white strip. Now let us this is the white strip. This is the white strip. This is also white strip. These white strips we maintain to increase. Between the black strips, the white strip width is maintained to increase. First of all, we maintain the white strip width 0.5 mm, and next we maintain the white strip width 1 mm, and we maintain the white strip width 1.5 mm, next 2 mm, like this. Okay. In this pattern, the strips are pasted on the wall. Okay. Now we close one eye and we see the one eye in this pattern, and we moving away and closer to the wall. Okay. First we close our one eye and we see this pattern with one eye. First we maintain the closest distance for this pattern and we moving away from the pattern. On particular distance we find out the position of the strips. Only 2 strips. This is also looks like a one strip, and this is also looks like a one strip. Some particular position we see only 2 black strips. We see this is the left side, this is the right side. Left side strips merge into the one another. That's why we see only black strips. The certain distance only. Okay. Also right side, these two are merged, and we looking only these strips, only 2 black strips. Where we find the 2 black strips, we see particular distance. We take a width of the white strip. We take a width of the white strip. This width of the white strip we let assume small d. We let assume small d. Particular distance, when these pattern looks like a only 2 blocks, a particular distance is said to be capital D. Is said to be capital D. That's why resultant power of our I equal to small d by capital D. Resultant power of our I equal to small d by capital D. Small d is equal to width of the white strip. And capital D is equal to distance between our eye and the wall. Okay, what is the result for our eye? It is the ability of our eye to see the fine details in the viewed object. You can estimate the resultant power of our eye to the small experiment. In this experiment, we take the black strips and we maintain the distance between the black strips to the white strips. These white strips width is increasing left to right, and now we go to we close the one eye and we see this pattern in only one eye. First we maintain the closest distance to the pattern and we far away from the wall, and we see where the position of the black strips are only looks like a 2 strips. Then the left side of the black strips are measured into the one another. That's why we particular certain distance. These strips are looks like only 2 black strips. And in this case, where the strips are looks like 2 black strips, and the particular distance, the white strip width is taken, that is called small d, and particular distance between our eye and wall is taken capital D. The resultant power of our eye is calculated by the formula small d and capital D. This is the resultant power of our eye.